Kingdom of Tonga. Tonga is a Polynesian country of more than 70 islands covered in tropical rainforest with temperatures of more than 90 degrees in the summer and 80 degrees in the winter. This tropical climate provides comfortable living for Pacific Islanders. Tonga's economy relies on fish exports, tourism, and remittances from communities overseas, with about 40% of its population living in poverty. In 1773, British explorer Captain James Cook named Tonga the Friendly Islands. The islands are divided into three main groups: Vava'u, Tonga Tapu, and Ha'apai. This story takes place on the island on Ha'apai. On January 10th, 2014, Cyclone Ian intensified into a Category 5 severe tropical storm, with winds reaching 180 miles an hour. Tonga Prime Minister Lord Tu'ivakano declared a state of emergency.
What is in my heart that was so scary? Number one, I'm worried about my wife. Are we going to live or not? The second one is my children. What's going to happen if I'm gone?
Two neighbors walk in, and the lady said it's too much blood come up from his feet because some from the roof come to his feet. They tell those two boys to lay her down, and they go get some help. And when they come back, she passed away. Too much blood going, and she died.
The day after, the damage to the Ha'apai Island was evident. The storm flattened the structures on 80% of the island. 23% of the islands were unreachable even by telephone. The storm was described by many as the worst to hit Tonga in decades. Whether it is homes, crops, power lines, trees, or infrastructure, it's all been damaged. The devastation left the people in dire need of support.
I work as the academic advisor at the University of Utah, and I work with our Pacific Islander students. And the students decided shortly after the cyclone to put together humanitarian aid to help. Many of them still have relatives, including myself, and connections back in Tonga. The idea and the cost and everything, they're mindful of, and so it was started off with a project to send maybe one size of those crates right there. That's about a 4x8 crate to fill with food, some medical supplies. Because the cost to send things back to the islands pretty expensive, they had decided to get the word out amongst us, the Tongan community here in Salt Lake City. Well, that caught fire. You know, started in early part of February to where we're at today. We're now filling up containers. The first wave, which is food, it's on the ocean right now. And that is nearly 80 to 100,000 pounds of food. The remaining of the things that you see here in the background that we're finishing up tomorrow are school supplies, children's toys, children's clothing, shoes, other supplies to be able to help sustain these families.
I'm Paul Holton, better known to many as Chief Wiggles, and I'm the founder and president of Operation Give. This right here is our 151st 40-foot container. This particular container is going to Tonga. We are hoping that everything comes together and that actually a group of us, along with our camera crew, are able to fly over there and be there to meet the first group of containers that went over 3 weeks ago, and to be on the ground when this and 2 other containers arrive so that we can be part of the distribution effort.
The mission was to bring humanitarian aid to the people of Ha'apai. Operation Tonga Relief, which would later be named Operation Ha'apai, had begun. The flights from Salt Lake City, Utah to Tonga by way of New Zealand took close to 24 hours, but the flight was well worth it once the Operation Give team could see the beauty of Tonga.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tonga.
Welcome to downtown Nuku'alofa. This is the biggest city on Tonga Tapu, which is the main island of Tonga. Here we are, downtown.
I'm Paul Diamond. This is my wife.
My name's Ginger Diamond.
What are we doing in Tonga? Good question. We are here as part of Operation Give. Our friend Paul Holton and his wife Keong started Operation Give back in 2003 when we were both in Iraq. And the opportunity came available for us to come and wanted to just be a part of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to visit these beautiful islands and get to know these amazing people.
Extreme poverty.
You wouldn't want a storm to hit this side because these homes wouldn't last a second.
That one might be the refuge home.
I'm Elder Wainuku, calling from Utah to serve in Tonga Mission. About a week before the cyclone hit Hawaii, there was a warning by the radio. Every day, 24 hours in Tonga. On Friday, they warning Hawaii. They said the cyclone will hit Hawaii. I never see any storm like that in my life. Just scary.
My name is Senelfa Taufa, or President Taufa. I'm one of the members of the temple presidency here in Tonga, Nuku'alofa Tonga Temple. These people, they don't have anything, and they mention about the 3 or 4 containers coming later. To me, as I look at it, we already know, we experience a lot of things like this. But I'm glad that the leaders over here in this island, they have the spirit. They know exactly what to do. They are all the children of our Heavenly Father. Because it seems like wherever it's happened, seem like we are there with them. Sure. We know what they shot off, and that's why it gives us, and I can feel for those people, especially you guys came down here with this euthanasia. I don't know where you stand from, but I'm standing here right in front of these people. I can see the church members, church leaders, government people. I see the ministers from other churches, the bishop from every village. They all are, they are here. I heard the talks on the radio, and I can't wait to listen and hear the people talk about this.
I love the Tongan people. I hope that I have something on my hand so I can help. I left from Hawaii after the cyclone. I stayed over there for a month. The first thing of the church, we start clean up for repairing. So I left from there. They not even start to repair. Even now, they still live in a tent, over there in Hawaii.
I heard about your group about a month before you guys arrived. It was amazing to me, and I couldn't believe the people, the members of the church in Salt Lake, willing to help Hawaii people. I see now the way how they distribute. I don't know which one is member, which one is not member. That's how they do it, and to me it's fair enough. Sometimes we kind of thought it's going to be true or not, but when the first group arrived, and it seemed to us it will happen, you know. And I guess this is the second one, the one you came with it. I heard they provide school materials, sandals for the kids, and what a relief. I think the people here at Hapai, they will have a nice Christmas, even though they have nothing. But thinking about the starting of school in January, for sure they will have materials for their children going to school.
Right.
One of the buildings you'll see a lot of are these little stores, and they're almost like every couple of blocks. And the Chinese have come in and have really helped to pave the roads and put up these little shops. So if you want to come on in, we'll take a look at some of the food items they have in here. A lot of these things are imported from other countries, Hawaii, New Zealand, Australia. We have up here, we have our fish. Corned beef is very, very popular. On the boat ride over, we had a lot of people just open a can of this corned beef and they put it on bread and make sandwiches with it. Almost like you'd see us using tuna fish in the United States. They use this corned beef in these cans here. Baby wipes, little shampoo. The interesting thing is, this is about as big as these little stores get. There are a couple of markets that are bigger than this, but most of the time this is where you're going to buy your food and your kitchen needs. These kind of little shops. Something that you don't find every day in Tongan food: seasoning. Seasoning.
My name is Mary. Mele. In Tongan, Mele, but I love Mele. It's a traditional name that are given by my grandfather. Growing up here is not good. I mean, it's good for me, but it's not good for some people. If you have a talent, you like in here because you make money here. If you don't have a talent, that means you need to go to some place to feed you. I had 10 kids. See me, I had 10 kids. My little girl, my 4 years old, how to put the necklace to pearls, to make pearls. And sometimes he make pearls her own, and then she put it to herself. And then give it back, you need to take to the market. And then she cries, and no, I make it myself. But that's good, you let it be. I teach my children like to pay their school fees. I teach them how to do the little bracelet. One bracelet, they make bracelets, but I choose the quality string to make the bracelet out of, even the necklace. Because the bracelet work we do, I teach my children not to do a quantity work. I teach them they can survive on the quality. They can't survive with the quantity with the $2 project. They can survive with their hand if they do the quality of the handmade. We grow up work. No work. My father, even married with the husband. I married my husband, is a lazy guy. My father teach him how to work. No sleep in the house, you need to go out and do work. You make your children to work. And then sometimes I teach them how to work, I pay them. Every piece you see at the market with the good finishing of sanding, that's the work of my little son. My little son do a good finishing. Yeah. My little daughter is what I teach her, the bracelet that I show you. Like, that's what my grandmother taught me, my father taught me. My father even taught me how to do the woodwork, to carve with the chainsaw, the carver bowl. Yeah, because my father is an artist. Only people who have talents can survive good. And the people, they don't have talent, they don't know how to think of something to eat or something to bring to family. If you don't work, that means you die.
Yes, do it. Know it. You love it.
is my nephew, Travis. Look at these legs. These are Ouija legs right here. Real young.
I think the thing that hit me the most is the children, how they live. They're no clothes, and I just look at my kids. Sorry. See how they grew up with everything, and I look at these kids, and I just want to bring them home with me and give them what my kids have had, because boy, some of those kids didn't have shoes. They didn't have clothes that fit them. They were wearing clothes that were probably passed down 4 or 5 times and found in the trash or wherever they could find them. And you know, it humbled me. And they're happy.
And then you give them something like a handful of candy or something like that, and you know, they seem to scramble for it, but then you see in the background as they share it with each other. And that's such an amazing attribute that they have here.
Can you go make some bases? We're gonna play kickball.
This is Chief Wiggles coming to you from Tonga, the island kingdom of Tonga. And as you can see in the background are 2 vessels. The next phase of this shipment of all the stuff that you guys have donated is now being readied to be unloaded from the freighter behind us and then moved on to the ferry boat that we're going to be riding tomorrow as we depart early morning tomorrow with the containers, the contents of the containers that you've shipped and helped us ship. And we're going to be moving everything today. It's going to be transloaded and moved onto the ferry, and then tomorrow morning we're going to be headed to the Hapai Islands, where we're going to then take part in the distribution effort.
So this is the 3rd day we've been in Tonga. As you know, Alpine Cleaning and Operation Give have kind of teamed up to help bring some of the supplies that are needed in the Hapai Islands. And the containers that were shipped from America a few weeks ago just came in today. So what you're seeing right here is we're actually taking those containers and emptying those containers, and then bringing the supplies and humanitarian aid from those containers and boarding on this vessel here, which is going to Hapai tomorrow morning. And we are going to be on that vessel tomorrow morning, headed to Hapai. Alpine cleaning shirt on and doing it again.
Amarillo by border, from San Antonio.
You're the model for us.
What should I do?
Go ahead.
Do you know how Captain Cook named the whole country of Tonga Friendly Island? It started from where you are going now, to Papa. It started from Papa.
Yeah, for nothing.
Yeah. But
it's just pointing right up. Yeah, we're here live, with George Lopez.
Oh, hey!
So here we are, the boat has started moving. This is the cabin we'll be staying in for the next 12 hours, or 10 hours. There's Paul and Keon saying hi.
안녕하세요.
You ready for the next 10 hours in here?
It's going to be great.
Chillaxing. Guys, here's a little idea of what kind of equipment we're sending over. There's everything from timber to any kind of supplies you can think of to get these people back on their feet. A little bit of rebar. There's some trusses that are set up for homes. But all of this stuff is what's needed for Operation Give to be able to do its job.
I wouldn't be anywhere in the entire world besides next to my wife or right here. Right here. Right there. Show your muscles.
No, I got nothing. I got nothing. Oh, yeah, nothing.
Want me to lean forward, Titanic?
Somebody's got to be holding you, saying you can fly. You're really flying.
Hey everybody, as you can see in the background, we've got an island that we're coming up on. I just got up, so I don't know exactly what island it is. We've got another one over on this side, and then you can see one right over through there maybe. But yeah, this is the ship that we come in on, and we're heading to Hapai right now. Hapai is the island that was hit the most by the cyclone, and that's where we'll be doing most of our distribution from. So it's been an amazing trip. Lots of miracles happened to get us here and to make this a memory for us. Love you guys. Hope to see you on the flip side.
So we've been on the boat about 11 hours. We made a couple of stops, as we mentioned before, but we are now here in Hapai. This is the main island, Pangai, and this is where we will unload our supplies and start distribution services. So welcome to Hapai, welcome to Pangai. arrived from our trip when we got off the boat, and today is that final stage when people are going to come in from all over the islands to collect these boxes and take it back to their villages, and we're just very, very pleased to be a part of it.
We are about to take part in a huge distribution effort, all part of Operation Hapai, as we work together with the Saints from Salt Lake City and from the Provo area. We're so grateful for them and for all they've done. So grateful to be here and take part in this. And now it's raining, so who cares? You know, we're just going to go forward. This is going to be a great day. We've got a lot of work to do as we start to now undo all the crates and take out all the stuff. The people will be arriving around 8 o'clock. There'll be a ceremony, and then we'll kick this off. This is our D-Day. This is for all that we've worked for. This is the big day.
Behind me, and some of what you've already seen today, is about half of what has been sent by the Tonga community in Salt Lake. There are another 3 40-foot containers coming in that are going to be filled with a lot more of these supplies, sewing machines, wheelchairs, all kinds of things.
Not enough words to convey our appreciation for the church members of Salt Lake City, but let God grace, peace be upon with everyone who did this generosity, with which that glory reflect this today.
This is a Tongan song. So